Let me just prepare my screen. Hi everyone on Instagram. I'm just preparing myself for the ISSE and my YouTube. Let me just connect. Let me have everyone admit here. Let me just prepare my screen. Hi everyone on Instagram. I'm just preparing my awesome. Let me just prepare here. Absolutely amazing. So welcome to the session of SFS, which I call as Stress-Free Salon. Okay. And Stress-Free Salon is a salon in which you don't have to worry, in which you become a tasty asset and the client gets attracted to you. So these are some of the strategies that I used in my business that I have helped my mother's business grow in 2 years. So she used to train about 400 people per year, and then I helped her scale that business to about 10,000 people in about 1.5 years. So, stress free strategies are really important when it comes to being able to function inside your salon. And today we will talk about the top 7 strategies which have helped me. And I would love for you to ask any questions if you have regarding the conduct of your clients or your salon or your employees or your employer if you are an independent contractor, however that is. Okay. So, number one thing that I always focus about in an SFS, which is stress free salon, and that's my number one, is client retention. Now I have this board because I it helps me to revise what I told you so that I could give you a summary by the end of the session. Client retention. Now I know we focus a lot on attracting new clients, on making sure that the clients that are coming to a salon, we have more and more clients. But here is what I believe. I would rather have 20 new clients and 15 retaining rather than having 40 new clients and only 10 retaining. So it's not about mass, it's about quality. It's not about quantity. And I always say that. So client retention strategies are extremely important. And one of them we will touch today. The top client retention strategy that has helped me, and that's something more applicable if you have been in the business for some time and if you have some loyal clients. So, what I do for them is I have a VIP upgrade. Okay, I offer this VIP upgrade to only my loyal, faithful clients who have a high ticket value, who are faithfully coming back to me, who I know are, you feel those vibes. So for those clients, you probably want to have a VIP upgrade. Now you don't have to go, you don't have to go all out. You can do this stuff from using dollar store products. You can do this stuff from using Michaels or even Etsy. You can order cheap stuff from Etsy or even make handmade cards. I've done that. Okay. So VIP upgrades, what are that? Choose only 10. I only want you to make a list of 10. Now, don't try to do the VIP thing for everyone. Remember, it's going to work only because it's exclusive. So, choose 10 people in 2021 who you think have been extremely loyal to your business. Okay. And hand them over a card. Okay. This card could be handmade, could be from Etsy, could be from Dollar Store, Dollar Tree, whatever you have around you. And just say that, hi, this is Alicia, and I would really like to say thank you for supporting our business. I just want you to know that it means a lot for you, and hence, and because of the amazing relationship we have, I would like to upgrade your status in the salon as a VIP client. And you can then give them some privileges if you like. All I do after that is I give them a little bag, and that little bag could have some goodies. And then I put a 3 invite pass. So they have like 3 small tickets inside. Now, these tickets are actually referrals that they can give, and you can, and I just put that it would really help my business if you can refer 3 people. The way it'll help them is because I would like to gift your 3 favorite friends or family members with a $5 off. And when they use this coupon, you get probably a 10 or $20 off, whatever is your margin, like whatever services, whatever you decide, whatever makes sense for your business. So typically, and I don't like to call this like a referral program, or I don't like to call this as a discount. That's not me. That's not my verbiage, and that's not my intention. I always say this, that this is my gift because you have been my VIP client, and because I value you and I want to value your friend circle. I want to value your friends and family. And I just want this to be an exclusive thing between you and me, which is extremely honest. I think clients have an amazing sense of knowledge as to what's correct and what's not correct, and they can sense if something is being sold to them. And clearly, the top 10 clients that you will select, you're connected to them, you probably have some relationship with them, you don't want to sell them, and I will never promote that. What you definitely need to do is you definitely need to tell them about how you are thankful, how that means a lot to you, and what it would mean if their friend circle or if their close friend family comes to you. So that's it. And I feel like these VIP upgrades have really helped me because I don't like to have, you don't want to be a mass salon where everyone's coming to you and the quality is low. So no, I like to have, like I said, it's about retention, it's about quality, not quantity. So that's number one on client retention. Any any questions that you have, I would say please write that down, and I will come back to all the questions that you have by the end of the session. I promise. Okay. Okay. Second is service upgrades. Service upgrades. Now, I know that we always are looking for adding new things, but here is what I have to tell you. So I'm just going to mute. Okay. So here is what I have to tell you. Service upgrades go a long way. A little go a long way. For example, you might have a new service introduced in your salon, which is completely new, standalone, but how much time and education it would take for you to introduce that service, for you to pitch that service. Having upgrades available is like nothing. For example, you all would have been doing your conditioning, deep conditioning treatments, I'm assuming. If you don't have them, please add them on. They're perfect way of adding on to cuts, colors, styles, anything that you're doing. I even add them to all my wedding clients and my special occasion clients because I need their hair to be healthy before and after the bridal and special occasion. So service upgrades that I have, which I call express, are amazing add-on values because they are cheap. They could be like 10 to 20 bucks, which is not much, and clients are generally flexible to spend that service upgrade. You could have your express upgrades change every month. So I would say delta per month. So every month you could have a different express of the month, a different something new, which doesn't take you a lot of time, doesn't involve a huge inventory, you don't have to buy a ton of stuff, but it does add on to your extra income, and that really helps. For example, let me give you a perspective. I said 10 to 20. For example, you were doing it for $15. Okay, and suppose you are servicing, let's say, 5 clients a day, and 2 of them said yes to a service upgrade. So if you do your math, okay, then I have to say that 2 clients agreed for a service upgrade in one day. And then let's say the service upgrade was $15. And this is per day, then per week, let's say you're working for 4 days a week, or I'll just put 5 for easy math, and then that's multiplied by 4, which is a month. So that's 30 into 20, that's like 600 per month. Who doesn't want this extra income? Who doesn't want that? That's all your bills for electricity and for your water, half of your grocery. That's right there. The service upgrade, the delta, the small things. The small things that you do in your business goes a long way. So service upgrades have really helped me. And one of the service upgrades that I always do is adding on to an express treatment where I customize basically a conditioner for them based on their hair and probably mix different things inside it. And I don't take them to the bowl for that because bowl is not probably the best comfortable space for a client. I generally make them sit down and then I have it applied, and then I call it 505 method of application. So 5 minutes of application, 5 minutes of absorption, and then I would just put a hot towel for a minute and then we'll rinse it out. So that's something that I customize it for them and I let them know. So I'm making this for you exclusively based on your hair type, your density, your needs, your lifestyle, because I know you won't wash your hair for 3 more days, or I know you'll wash your hair like next day, tomorrow, like whatever that is. So they really like customized express add ons. Trust me, try it, and you'll be surprised that when you tell your clients that I'm customizing this mixture for you, that it's just meant for you, and I do that for every client, they will feel that you are so much more knowledgeable and they will just feel more pampered, because our industry is not only about services, it's also about how we experience inside a salon. So that's my number 2 point. My number 3 point on on my SFS, which is stress free salon, is having online presence. Okay. And the first thing that I always talk about online presence is a website. Now, I know that you don't need to be technical to have that. You don't need to hire a fancy schmancy developer, but you definitely need to have a basic one pager website. And you can use platforms like Wix, Squarespace, and there are like a couple of them in the market, which are extremely cheap. And it's like a drag and drop, or someone in high school, and you just pay them like $5 or $5 per hour, and they'll probably fix it in like 4 or 5 hours for you. That's totally doable. So have a one pager website if nothing else. I see Joy saying here, I totally agree. It's all about how you word things. Absolutely. I also have a question here. Do you offer hot oil treatments? If so, what oils do you suggest? Yes, I do offer hot oil treatments. In fact, so my mother is an aromatherapist, and that's why my knowledge in oils is pretty deep. And the first thing that I will do for you is I will go to Google and I would study different aroma oils, because different oils, different essential oils have different properties of healing, of like it could be calming, it could be if your client doesn't have even nightly sleep, it could help them. Uh, Things like lavender really help. But then you really need to make sure that oils are away from their allergies. So a little more understanding is required in terms of what oils are you using and what are the allergies and where your client is. Like these three things I would just keep in mind. And once you have that information, I would just spend an hour on it, frankly. I would just spend an hour on it so that I have the information on different oils, and then I would have my basic carrier oil. You can use different kind of oils such as coconut oil or almond oil as your carrier oil. and then you can mix your essential oils in that and use that for your clients. And that's an amazing hot oil treatment. In fact, my mother trained me to do this. She used to mix certain hot oils inside the conditioner treatments also, because it would help in a better absorption, and the aroma just changed the way a client feels. So there are certain combinations which are very relevant. So I would say just spend an hour on Google and you would be amazing on different oil treatments. It's a great question, by the way, and I would say it's a individual live topic that I'll do some other time about hot oil treatments alone. Awesome. So, online presence, website, coming back to my point, you can have a drag and drop online presence website, at least one pager website. And the reason, hey, welcome. And the reason I always recommend you to have a website is after your homepage, your services page is the most viewed page. So homepage is where you like click www.elishachauhan.com. Like that's the homepage. But slash book appointment is the next visited page, and you want to see that. You clients generally want to check out your prices. I know some of us feel like you price it differently for every client and things like that, but having a basic setup, like having say a 45 starting at 45, or starting price for example, I'll give you my example. My full ball yard starts at 225 without a toner. Okay, and then I say 225, and that's my starting price. So when a client comes who has, and for me medium length is 16 inches. Okay, so that's my medium length. It could be 12 inches for you based on wherever you are. So if a client has like 20 inches, I generally add $50 extra for density or length. And that's my standard. And I also have a parameter that I call your hair dense when the circumference of your ponytail is more than 4 centimeter. I know, but I have a standard way. Like I have it on paper, and since I have it on paper and it's pretty standard, my clients don't have a problem with it, because then they don't feel that I'm cheating them. If you have everything planned out and if you have everything on a list on a piece of paper, it feels like, oh, you're going to a restaurant and you're ordering dishes, and then you're ordering dishes according to what is in your budget. So that's just me, my 2 cents. Having an online presence and having a website is extremely essential. And if you don't have one, like I said, you can get it done for pretty cheap from high schoolers, or their drag and drop websites, which you can pretty much like use and make your own. Okay. So these are my top 3 points. My fourth actually is extremely important. So I'm going to rub this one off. My fourth point is testimonials or reviews. So I always say that one review is equal to 5 Facebook ads. One review is equal to 5 Facebook ads. If you're running Facebook ads to grow your audience, and if someone's Facebook ad pops on my screen, okay, suppose it's a salon and it's called La Viva Salon, and then it's Facebook ad is popping up on my screen once, twice, thrice, fourth, and fifth time. That is equivalent to one Facebook review that I read about that particular salon on whichever platform they are. That's the level of impact a testimonial or review has. And that's why I say don't solicit reviews, but let your clients know that there is a way for them to give you reviews. So, what are some of the creatives that you can use? You can have stickers on your door. You can have inside the restroom, right? Then you can have it on your stations. That's a great way. Clients are waiting all the time. They're on their phone. They have ton of time to look around. So I would say wherever the landing point for their eyes is, that's where I would place some creatives for them to know that I'm available on these platforms for a review if they would like to give me one. Because that has really helped me in scaling my business. In fact, when I was, so I'm not taking clients currently because I am pregnant and there was no way I could go to salon because my salon is pretty busy. So I was not in clients, and then I had a message come from someone totally new. I'd never have met them, and this was some time back. And she said, "I am waiting for you to reopen whenever you come." And then in capital, shouty capital, she said, "What reviews?" Like exclamation. Like she was blown away with the kind of reviews that were there on my Facebook page, and she just wanted to try that I do her work at least once. So that's something that I want you to think about, is to have that presence. I mean, you have great reviews. You have people, you've been doing your hair, makeup, skin, aesthetics, facial, eyebrow, lashes, tint, whatever you're doing. You've been doing it and you have faithful following. I just want that following, that mouth, that feeling that the clients have, that's translated to online. That'll really change the way your business operates and functions in future. Trust me, you'll be surprised how new clients love to read old clients' reviews. In fact, when you are going to a new restaurant, I went to a Thai street food restaurant last weekend, and then this place was a new concept. So I was not sure if I would like the food at all. What I did was I read reviews and I ordered two of their two of their most reviewed dishes. So that's what good reviews do to you. Not only they reinforce that the clients come to your business, they also make the clients feel confident in that particular services that you're offering. So just give it 2 cents and have these doors open for your clients to know that you are giving reviews. Because sometimes I'm like, I have gone to restaurants or different places as service providers. I'm like, "You're really good. Can I give you a review?" She said, "Yeah, sure." I'm like, "Where? It's not on your visiting card. I don't see it anywhere on the wall. Where? Where can I give you a review?" So just keep that door open and you will be surprised. Even if you have like 1 or 2 reviews coming per month, eventually they'll mean a lot for the business growth. Okay. The fifth point that I have it in my, and I did my note taking, guys, because I didn't want to be tardy in giving you any wrong information. Okay, yeah. So this is my TOT, train your team. This is more relevant if you have a salon and if you have employees, then I always say TOT them, train your team. Have a structure in which you're able to educate them so that they are enthusiastic to be with your brand, so that your clients are enthusiastic for them, and then they will ask, "So, what did you learn? Oh, what's this new technique? Oh, is it nice? Did you like it? Yeah, let's try it. Let's try it." So the stylist clients would be super excited for them to try. And because the stylist learned it just few days ago or weeks ago, they'll be like, "I learned this. You want me to try this for you? This different blow dry. This, sets the hair towards the face instead of away the face," like whatever it is. I'm just giving you example of a conversation that I probably would have with my regular client Jody, right? So educate your staff so that your clients are excited, so that the entire environment of your salon is uplifting. I've always seen this. Salons which do regular education and have regular education program, and it doesn't have to be monthly. It could be something which could be bi-weekly or quarterly, anything that works in your budget. Salons which have an education environment thrive more. Salons which have an education environment have less people leaving their jobs. Salon which has an education environment has happier clients. And it's just something that I've seen over the years. I was born into this industry, so my mother has a salon, and I pretty much was in her belly when she was cutting hair. So I probably am listening to the conversation she's having with clients since forever, more than my age. So that's why I know that all these things have a big impact on the environment and mindset and the energy that you have. So TOT your team, so train your team, and that will really help you in retention and growth. My point number 6 that I always talk about, and that's consultation. Now, I believe this consultation is equal to 50% of client retention. I know. And you'll be like, this is a lot of percentage or a lot of weightage. Consultation is 50%, and the rest is everything else. And the reason I say that is because this sets expectations. This sets your client's understanding about you, your brand, and what you are capable of. This is like your brand impression. This is what your client will think of you after they leave your salon. So, what are some of my points for a tasty consultation? I say your consultations need to be extremely tasty, and because this is one of my favorite topics of becoming a client magnet in which I coach people, I would like to talk about briefly of what tasty consultation means to me. Number one thing of tasty consultation is to ask questions. Now, your questions are only as intelligent as you are. There's even a book on asking questions. So let's not get into the point of, oh, questions asking, that's easy. No, asking questions is extremely important. And these questions could be anywhere based on the service that they're having. What's your lifestyle? What do you, obviously, you know what they want. And why exactly do you like this color? So ask as many questions. Sometimes the clients have a different opinion on certain things. So asking questions has really helped me in understanding their desires in a much better way. The client thinks that they are telling you. However, they are not telling you a lot of things. And asking questions really help me. Second thing I always tell is never assume. Oh my God, never, ever, never, ever assume. Because this is where all the fierce conversation comes in. If you think your client said, let's do a red color, and then you did their red color, and then the client's like, I don't want it so red. I wanted little less red. And you're like, what's a little less red? Right? Because tangy rose, red violet, and then midnight rose are different. What's a little red? So I always have what I call my 3-act method. My 3-act method is 3 way of acknowledgement. First, the client will tell me what they want or what they mean. Second act would be me reiterating and telling them that, so according to you, this is what I understand. And then my last acknowledgement would be confirmation with a picture. So that's what I say is a 3-act method of consultation. And it's really important to have a deal. Like the picture is probably a deal that you and your clients have. Okay. So try having 3-act method and you will not regret. Sometimes when I would be repeating what my client said, and I would be saying, so this is what I think you're saying. And my clients are like, no, this is not what I meant. This is not what I meant. I meant this. So when you reiterate what your clients say, their thinking and their way of explanation will widen. So 3-act method, my step number 3 Then fourth thing that I always do is advise on customizations. So always advise your clients based on their face shape, head shape, based on their lifestyle, what customizations you would have to do, because now you just had a confirmation with an image, right? So that's an agreement, and you have to let the client know, hey, this is Angelina Jolie, and she has this type of hair, and since this is photographed and photoshopped, this is how it's going to look for you. And since we don't have enough hair, especially on the left hand side, or since we don't have the length that's needed, we will just trim this a little, not a lot, so that next time we can blend it and make it look more like the picture. Whatever it is, you have to set the right expectations, and you have to always advise the clients on how they can customize it. And this really helps them understand that if it's going to be different from the picture, why is it going to be different from the picture? So sometimes your millennial clients would want to look like Snapchat filters, and that's where you extremely need this. And the fifth point that I always say after you advise different customizations is information on upkeep. Inform them about upkeep. If your clients, for example, are coming for color service with you, and you have to tell them, okay, so I love this color, but I just want you to know that red tends to run out of hair faster than the other option that you were thinking about. Just inform them about the upkeep. Just inform them how often would they have to come to you for an express touch up. Just inform them how long would they say long, like just inform them if they would like a clean bob and what's the upkeep for that. And that will really help in your clients having the right expectation of what they need to do, and if that's something that they want. And they would be immediately like, no, 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 I can't do this. Or, yeah, yeah, I can totally do it. I can buy a purple shampoo. I'll come for you in every 4 to 6 weeks and you can retouch. And yeah, we can have a package so that it's a standard pricing for you. Everything can be done if you have your tasty consultation in place. Okay. So that's something that I want you to think about, is having a tasty consultation using the 5 steps. Okay. And the last SFS that I would like to talk about, and which is my point number 7, is dealing with angry clients. Right? We've all been there, we've done that, and no matter what we do, something or the other happens, because hey, that's life, and that's fine. So dealing with angry clients is the way to talk. To say that I will never have angry clients in life is probably a very utopian, a very Harry Potter world. So dealing with angry clients, number 1 is listen. Generally, when someone's angry, they will tend to be loud and they would want to speak a lot, and they don't want you to speak when they're speaking. So first, step number 1 is listen. Listen till they want to say what they want to say. Okay. Second is, I want you to use and versus but. Okay. Using and instead of but. Why do I say that? And this could probably be a grammatical mistake. If you replace all the buts in a sentence with an and, it could probably be grammatically wrong, and your teacher, English teacher, might just do a call for you. But this is what I recommend, because, for example, let me say it verbally so that you feel the difference. Your client says that my hair is too short and I wanted it to be longer. I said I want it longer. And then you are replying with something, you're saying, yes, I think your hair is shorter, but you know what? This, but you know what? I think that this suits you more, or like whatever you want to say. So whenever you have a but, all the things that you said before don't really matter. They are like negated, right? So avoid using but altogether when you're dealing with angry clients. Like that's like a no word. Don't use that. However, you can use the same sentence and use an and. I agree that your hair is short and I think it looks better on you. Rather than saying I agree that your hair is short, but it looks better on you. There's just a rebuttal when but is involved. So mm, I don't like to use uh, but with angry clients at all. My third thing that I always do with my angry clients is refer to 3-act method. So remember how we did in consultation, we had a 3-act method and we confirmed it with the picture. And whatever you did for the client, you probably would be telling them, so I did this because you showed me this picture, you said this, then I said this, and then we had this picture in between us. Because of the 3-way acknowledgement method that was happening in the tasty consultation, your client will now know why you did what you did. It's extremely important for the client to also understand your perspective, and I don't want you to always feel like you have to be sorry. You probably don't have to be sorry. It was probably a different use case, right? So 3-act method is extremely helpful when you have angry clients, because now you can refer to the 3-act method in the consultation, in the tasty consultation, and tell that, hey, I did this because blah blah blah, and because these are facts, you don't have to fight about it at all, right? And then the fourth thing that I love in dealing with angry clients is agree and evaluate. When I say agree, you have to just say, yes, you're right, because clients are always right. And you have to, and I learned it from Amazon. Amazon is one of the biggest client obsessed companies that we have in the world. And evaluate. If the client is too harsh to work with, if the client is, if it's just a tone of voice you don't want to work with in future, and if it's demeaning, then I would say evaluate if you want the client or not. And if you don't want the client, then the conversation is different. Then you probably can have him or her not be so happy with you, which is totally fine. But if you do want that client, and if you think that it's one of those times, then I want you to little detach yourself from the situation and think of the good times that you had with your client and how they were so supportive and cheerful for you, and then evaluate your next steps. I'm not saying that you should always listen to angry clients and always be yes ma'am, yes sir kind of people. But if you've had good moments with them, acknowledge them, detach yourself from the situation temporarily. It might be a temporary loss for you, but on an average, a client generally spends roughly $2,500 to $3,000 with you per annum if you calculate your books. If a regular client, a regular haircut client, I'm not even talking about the high ticket value clients, like my full balayage would be something else, my bridals would be something else, my bridal party would be much more. But like an average ticket value clients who are coming to you regularly would generally give you that amount. So you have to think, it's being penny wise and pound foolish sometimes, or pound wise and penny foolish circumstance. So you have to kind of think and evaluate on this last part. There's no one answer to this. Any questions that I have for SFS, for stress free salon, for the 7 points that we just did? Because these are pretty detailed, and each of those steps are very conversational. But if you would like to ask any questions, or if you've had a situation where you were in a dilemma on what to do, you can totally ask right here. So let me see what we have. If we have a question here. Uh, Thank you so much, Sonia. Thank you so much for cheering. Anyone else has any question on stress-free salon? We have people here on from ISSE, and then we have people here on IG. Anyone has any questions on stress-free salon? How did you like the session? If you don't have any questions, that is. How did you like the session? You can put yourself in the chat, or you can just unmute yourself and let me know what you think. I would love to know. How did you like the SFS points? Oh,
hello there.
Yeah. Hi.
Jakadu. And I really like your expression about the consultation being 50%. The 50% of my money that I'm going to receive. The other is just technique. But I really do agree on the consultation and how to handle the clients that come in, because I get mostly referrals.
Right.
And I get at least 2% from my web page a month. So that's very helpful too. So I'm just saying, thank you so very much. It endorses many of the things I already have in place.
Awesome. That's amazing. Thank you so much for telling me what stood out for you. Amazing. So Joyce says, at what point do you feel you need to give a partial or a full refund? Okay. Once it was, I did red color on a client. Reds, it was one of my first reds that I did a couple years ago. And my client, I didn't ask certain questions. I should have asked. That was first mistake. Second, I assumed certain things, like this is how she wants. She's too enthusiastic. So she was very enthusiastic about the red. So I thought she wanted more red than she actually wanted red. I didn't do my three-way acknowledgement. We did not have a confirmation pick. I did not do my first 3 steps of tasty consultation well. And so the result that came out was not exactly what she wanted. And that's when I gave her a partial refund and I redid her hair. And she is my cheerleader right now. When I say that, I have had at least 10 referrals from her. It felt loss at that time. Over a period of time, whoa, it's much cheaper than a Facebook ad. So you have to really think on, like I said, agree and evaluate. So that's where I am. I believe in earning people than money. Money will follow once people are in sync with you, because it's about relationships. And that's why I chose this industry precisely. I was a computer science engineer. Desktop and laptop is my thing. So when I moved to service-based industry, which is salons and beauty, it was all about people. It was all about experience. So, and I feel somehow I'm pretty close to my clients. So I felt like since these were my mistakes and I was able to evaluate myself, like obviously if you're working for someone, you have your heart attached and you don't want to do mistakes. But when you do make mistakes, I just want you to, like I said, elevate and evaluate that this went wrong. I didn't do my tasty consultation well. Mistake learned, Alicia. This is what you should do, right? Okay. So Moni says, it was amazing and I agree with you with everything you said. Definitely best advice. I love the express service. I'm definitely adding that to my new starting business. Oh my gosh, Moni, if you're starting a new business, have express treatment every month. Come with 12 awesome ideas of express treatments which don't take your time, which doesn't take you a lot of money, which just uses your knowledge, and you will become a client magnet, because that's what I want. I want all the people walking like this, and clients are just like attached to you. That's that's the status that I want, because that's what we are looking for. I am looking for a designer, or I'm looking for a dress designer who just understands my color, my brand, my body shape, and is able to customize and make me look amazing all the time, right? I'm looking for that person. I'm looking for that magnet, right? So is your client looking for a magnet, and be that magnet, be that person. Okay. Okay. So that's awesome. Making mistakes can be the best teacher. Definitely, they teach you. But however, our defensive self can sometimes get in our way. I feel like when we get in our way, we don't evaluate if we should um, agree to our mistakes. I don't mean to say you always have to apologize, but you just have to show that in your actions, certainly. Yes. Awesome. Let me see if I have. Do you have classes that can help with taxes or give advice? I have a tax person that I can connect you with, and I do have some tax saving strategies, but those don't go online. I just don't want them to be recorded on YouTube or Instagram. Those are like private lectures, because I am associated with a lot of small business administration work, and I just don't want to be quoted. That's it. I hope you understand. I learned a lot here today, and so took some great notes. Awesome. I'm glad you did. Any other questions that anyone has regarding the 7 secrets? And if you join late, I'm just going to do a quick 5-minute revision. Okay. The first thing that we talked about in SFS was a stress-free salon requires that you have client retention techniques. Client retention techniques, and I taught you one client retention technique, which was having VIP upgrades and how you can use that. 10, only 10. Don't be overwhelmed. Don't try to overdo this, because if you try to overdo, you might end up in loss. So if you're like giving 50 people $20 off for every 3 referrals that they're giving you, you're, I don't want to mess with your money. So choose your top 10 people, run this program, see how it works for you. Then you can see what you can do next. The second thing that we talked about was service upgrades, express add-ons, and what my 505 method, 5-minute application, then 5 minute of rinsing, and then treating them with something special, a hot towel or something. And the third thing that we talked about was having an online presence, especially a one-pager website if you don't have any website right now. Okay. And like I said, you don't need a fancy schmancy website. You don't need a website which loads like different elements, but something which is extremely basic, functional, tells your prices, tells who you are. Pretty good. Then the fourth thing that we talked about was having reviews or testimonials. Like I said, one testimonial is equal to 5 Facebook ads. And that's the weightage. So have the signages on door, wall, restrooms, and basically high visibility areas, so that you're able to, so that your clients know that there is a facility for them to leave a review. Then the fourth thing that we talked about was TOT, which is salon training development, salon team development, train your team. And I said that education helps in growth of your employees, and that helps in clients being enthusiastic, and that overall helps in having a good salon environment. That was the fourth point. Then the fifth point that we talked about was, is it here? Yeah. So development, website, reviews, upgrades. Then we talked about tasty consultation. That's right here. And we talked about that it's 50% of whatever we do. We had my 5-step tasty method. The first step is asking questions. The second step is never assuming. The third step is a 3-act method. Fourth step is advising your customers on the customizations that will happen, because how the picture is different from them, and and the last step is inform them about the upkeep as to this is what you need to do to keep that color, or to do that haircut, or to do that bridal hair, anything that you're doing. That's the information that you need to give them. The last thing that we talked about was dealing with angry clients, because that's a thing that we have to do. And listening to them, using and versus but, referring to the 3 act method so that you're able to logically explain to them what happened, and so that it's more of a factual conversation than an emotional conversation. And the last thing is agree and evaluating. If you really want the client, if the client was is something that has been, if the client has been cheering you or not. So those were my cliff notes from our last ISSE session, and I really hope that this has helped you. I also would like to extend the last offer for our ISSE. So my program Bash is opening up, and I'm taking fresh enrollments and application forms. So if you are interested in a transformative experience, it's not a course, it's a program, and it's a 60 to 90-day program, and it's transformational. The idea is not to teach you 2, 5, 10 hairstyles. The idea is to transform the way you think wedding or special occasion do's work, and the idea is to make you a client magnet. So everything from you, your biz, your skills, everything will be worked on in an extremely motivating community. If that's something that interests you, then fill out the application form so that we know and you know if the program is right fit for you, and then we can take the conversation forward. If you would like to know more about the program, you can DM me, or you can use the ISSE showroom place to fill the application form. Any questions, anyone? Any questions on IG? I know we had a lot of people. Hi, everyone here. Any questions here in ISSE that I can answer for you guys before we do our final adieu? Oh, Moni gives me a heart. And Joyce gives me a clap. Awesome. How about you, Lori? And is it Carmine? And here. Awesome. Awesome. Amazing. So this brings us to the end of our session in ISSE. And it was wonderful to have you. It was wonderful experience exhibiting in a digital space, because, hey, I didn't know what it would be. But thank you so much for coming in, dropping by. And thank you so much for being who you are. I hope that you grow and that you shine, and that success takes you everywhere, and you become what you want to be, what makes you happy, because sometimes it's not just money. We are looking for something else also. So may you reach wherever you want to reach. So Joyce says, that's awesome. Yeah. Thank you so much, Alicia. You're such a great teacher. Thank you so much, Joyce. I love teaching. Teaching happened to me. I was not meant to be a teacher, but that's a long story. Yep. Thank you so much for coming in. And I hope you have a good day, rest of your day. Okay. Bye.